across the board.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you the latest episode of Across the Board. Effects of listening to this podcast may include being educated on a random topic, shock, hysterical laughter, and an overwhelming feeling of wanting to subscribe to future episodes. This episode will start momentarily.
Welcome. Today we have Marguerite Perrin. She is an absolute icon, trading spouses phenomenon. She's a wonderful woman, and she's here with us, joining us today to give us an update on her life and just to talk to us and see how things are going. So thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, it's
really
my pleasure.
It.
This is like being with you two guys are just like home to me. I really mean that. Y'all are so sincere.
You know, it's funny because earlier you were saying something about, you can't believe that you're here, whatever. I was literally saying this earlier. Mm-hmm. I said, I cannot believe that Marguerite Perrin's actually coming over to our home today. I mean, it's years of watching you.
Oh, you're so precious.
Yes, years of watching you.
And I didn't score y'all for life, okay?
No. It's funny because it was one of those things where it was like, I mean, I literally remember saying this years ago. We were sitting there one day we were watching the show and we're like, how cool would it be to meet her?
Oh,
and
really?
Literally. I mean, and so
when no one said that like that, but they say different things. I'm not kidding you. I hear it, and it's like I can't even tell you how it makes me feel. It just makes me feel so proud that like y'all stayed through my journey and like hung out there and like, and we're here. Yeah. It went full circle. Isn't that crazy how reality TV show that like with crazy memes and me throwing my mother all meltdown times has come full circle to like just friends. But this is what people like you have what kept me relevant, and I feel really special. God had some really major play in it, but it's like, I'm not kidding you. When you say it, it's like that never gets old, and I hear it for the first time, and I feel extremely proud that I'm here. And
thank you. It means a lot to us.
Thank you for coming. I mean, obviously you didn't have to do this.
Pleasure.
I know your time's limited.
That's my pleasure.
I did have a question, and I saved it for now.
Okay.
How often do you get recognized when you're out and about?
Well, if I don't smile and show my gap, I'm safe, okay? But when I smile and show my gap, it's like, oh my God, either I'm a Mad Max magazine or that's really the God warrior there. So, and now that I've lost weight, it's like they do a double take and they're not sure quite. I haven't lost that much, man. I got still lost.
Well, actually,
but
no.
I'm doing some changes.
You've lost a lot of weight. You look amazing.
Thank
We've been
you.
talking
Incredible.
about this. Like, you look amazing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. My mindset, this season of my life is since my husband passed in June. I took this opportunity for the first time in my life that I'm not working on my children or my husband. I was taking care of Barry for like the last 5 years, and it was like a lot. Just self-love of myself, and I have not done that. I told you that when I met y'all. And what month was that I met y'all?
I think it was in October last year.
October. And I started this in September. And it's like, that's what did it. Ashley's anniversary of her death is September 25th, and I just let this mindset that like, I need to do this, accomplish something for myself.
You know what I mean?
And there's things I want to do. I'm not saying I want to go jump out of a plane or hang glide, but I might want to do goat yoga, something crazy. And I don't want weight to just keep me from it. So anyways, I'm doing some changes. I still get recognized. I do get recognized.
Yeah, I would imagine. Because I mean, like, no matter how, we said you're iconic, no matter how much you try to downplay that, you are. Yeah. You're very well known. I mean,
what I think I like about the part that you say I'm well known. I'm known, and I haven't changed my look, and I have a very particular look. So nobody, I don't think I have a twin out there. Y'all think I got a twin out there?
I wonder that about myself too all the time. But
I think we all do, but we just haven't met.
She'd have to be a little eccentric, and she'd have the big gap, and she'd have to, be a little bit crazy and with a twang. Okay, but I think with this is that I love people. I'm the person that's going to talk to somebody on a park bench.
Yeah.
And so with that, I'm relatable. I'm real. And I think that I have like a charismatic Italian personality.
Absolutely.
And so I like engage, and even here it's like I noticed that people don't talk as much or whatever. Like I was in the vehicle, the Uber, and I was like, "You're not very sociable. How are you going to get a tip?" And he said, "I don't speak English." I was like, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry," because I had an exchange student. I just assumed that they know how to speak English, but they're like teasing you. They want to hear what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was my
Well, but that is true. So that's Los Angeles, and I think we might have talked about this. But when we came out to Louisiana, it's like. The thing that is so amazing about that about New Orleans particularly is everybody's just so friendly. Out here, if you say hi to somebody on the street, they automatically assume you want something from them.
Right.
So it's like
I
nobody.
kind of get that
Yeah.
a little bit, but and in West Hollywood, it's not like that. Everybody wants to help me out.
No,
It's
that's
so sweet.
different.
Yeah.
That's its
But,
own like different.
We were
community, so.
somewhere in Hollywood tonight. This today, and somebody passed on the street. They make eye contact, and you say hey, and it's like they look behind you to see who you're talking to. Or, I mean, like, so I'm not used to that. Yes, you're right. We have Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're that.
It's-
We are that.
I think the first time we went to New Orleans, we really were, we really experienced that. And it was such a new thing for us because we don't get that here.
Yeah.
And we were just like, oh my gosh, we love this place. So I think we've been at this point 3 times.
2
2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the worst thing though is because we're like that. Don't go grocery shopping because it's like somebody's going to stop you if you have a little time and you
Yeah.
have to rush in. Somebody's going to stop and talk to you. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the
you're
only,
gonna get caught over
yeah.
there. Okay, so you're doing some stuff now. You're working on some new
Isn't
stuff.
that some crazy stuff? You dance on the
20 years
streets
later.
like that many years later,
Yeah.
and you like dance on the street and you go viral because you're like dancing on the
Mm-hmm.
street to some drum beats, and it's just like all of a sudden I made a post in New York and it's like it started going crazy,
Yeah.
and so yes, thank you people for like keeping me alive out there, and thank you God for giving me this gap and this unique look that I still remember, and those people are all grown up and they're not traumatized by it,
Yeah.
and now their children are like watching it and
Yep.
they're spreading the word, and it's just going. Isn't that amazing? I'm floored by it. I am.
Sorry to cut you off, but I think we have a video of us introducing a younger generation.
Stop
Yeah.
it! You gotta be
We
kidding
did
me.
a few weeks
This was like
ago.
a
No,
week or
did they
two
know who
ago.
it was? They didn't know who it was. You
We
just
were
told
at,
them?
no, they're like teenagers. And
Oh, they wouldn't know me.
And we were, they're really interested in our podcast, and we were talking about it.
I love it.
And we had mentioned that you were going to be on the podcast soon. And we played them the video, and they were so enamored by you, and it was the cutest thing.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was just
That's-
like
Yes.
I'm like, yes, introducing Marguerite Perrin to like
We're passing
the younger,
it down. We're passing
exactly.
down
You
the
know
God
what?
Warrior
You
legacy.
passing down our obsession.
You guys just keep on spreading it. I am like a disease. I really am. No,
The good kind, though.
good
Yeah,
kind.
exactly.
Yes. Thank you.
So what are you working on now?
Well, there's several different things. I actually am going to be in they're fixing to announce it. It hadn't been announced yet. In a video game, and it's
Okay.
called Mugenics. I know it's
Okay.
going to sound really weird because, guys, I do not like cats. Okay, I'm not a cat lover.
Okay.
I didn't even know what cats. What
You
kind
have
of
something
You a
in common
cat
with him
love?
on that
I
one.
don't.
Oh my goodness! No. Okay,
I can't
so
do cats.
I mean, the only thing I have is green eyes. So maybe, and they're shaped like almonds. So maybe that's the appeal. But I had to do cat sounds, guys, and I had to do like a cat in distress, and then I had to do one. She's
So
not a
can
Christian
you give
cat.
us an example of a cat in distress and how?
Like I had to do the. She's not a Christian cat. Like. Horrible.
That
I'm
is-
horrible. I don't even know how to do. I mean, and had to do one like one in distress, one that's been killed. I mean, like I was like, this is insane. So
That is so
I had to
good.
really practice it. My daughter Brooke goes, "You do not. You sound like a cow,
gosh.
a dead cow." I didn't know how cats do. Like meow meow. I just remember the meow commercial. Meow 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 meow.
Yeah, I wouldn't
So
know
I had to
either.
really work on this and really practice it. But I have my clips to hear it.
I
But
can't wait to see it.
I don't know what's going to happen on it, and I told him, I said, look, I like this, but please can you make me a smaller cat? Like let it be one on dieting and like
Yeah.
But it's one that's going to
Dainty.
I don't know, but he's a
Yeah.
known video person. And his games, I don't even know what he's got a TikTok thing that he goes on. He's known, so this is going to be a known game, and
Okay.
everybody's waiting for it to come out. But they reproduce. I don't know. They do weird stuff. These cats do weird things.
Okay.
I don't know. That's all I've
Okay,
been
then.
told.
Well,
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna watch it.
I have to check it out.
We're gonna check it out. I'll let y'all know. You'll be the first ones to know when it comes
Absolutely.
out.
I can't wait.
It's coming out this summer.
Okay. Cool. It's very different. I don't know how you
I
fell
never
into
expected
that.
that one. I never expected that one. He says, you have an iconic voice. They'll know your cat. I'm like, no, my cat sound? Really? When you hear it, you know it's me, okay?
So
And then I have some other things. I have something. Maybe you'll be seeing me soon. Fingers crossed, and
Okay.
God willing, you're gonna might be seeing me out there. Catch you up on what's been going on the last 20 years.
Okay.
Okay, and that's a true statement. And you know I don't lie,
No,
or I'd have to
you-
be repenting.
that would be
Okay?
ungodly.
That
I'm
would be
very
that would be so.
I'm very
tainted.
intrigued over here.
I promise you, I will. When soon as I know and I can say to go, I will. I will say it on your podcast first.
Okay.
I'm excited
Sounds-
to hear that.
sounds-
I really mean
Okay.
that.
Definitely looking forward to that. I gotta go. Do you mind going back to the show?
No.
Just for a little bit. I'm just
Which
curious.
you know, I did 2 shows. Nobody talks about that second show. They
You
always
know,
talk about
I did. So here's the funny thing: is I did watch that second.
it was boring, wasn't it?
It kind of was.
It was so,
sorry.
I know.
Compared to
I
the
love
first.
I love Spumoni ice cream, the vanilla, the chocolate, and the strawberry. That was so vanilla. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I was really scared. Nobody stays in the house, and it was like we were staying up all night talking about these things. You're right. And what happened is you got a very watered down Marguerite, where you wouldn't have got that if I would have felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
And that was not my. You know, I didn't feel the same way. He could accuse me of being colorblind, and you know what? I am. And what's so bad about that? I just see people as people.
Yeah.
And that was what the premise of that show is. But anyways, that's okay if we never talk about that show.
Well, no, I'm just. I would
The
also.
first show, yeah, we could.
I would
talk-
imagine after the first show, you're just kind of like, okay, I got to keep it chill. Like
No, I had to keep it chill because I was really kind of scared of him. Because I
Gotcha.
didn't feel like it was just on camera. It was like all the talks off of camera. And I had to still stay in that house. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And he really he did not like the color of my skin. And
Wow.
it's like you can't get around that
Wow.
when somebody has hatred for
Yeah.
you.
No, of course, of course.
And I did not feel that way. And he was angry with me because I did not understand where he was coming from. But
Yeah.
but I gotta say this: everybody else, his friends and neighbors and homeschool teachers were absolutely adorable. They were adorable. They were sweet to me and good to me. And I hate the show did not show that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Abasi Maloney, even if she's still out there, it's okay if we never have a conversation. You're still on my prayer list. Anyway.
Till the day I
To
die.
the day I die. You got that.
See, that's the okay. So
Oh, heck yes. You got that.
that's the funny thing is we regularly
Quote you.
Quote
Not
you?
kidding. Yes.
and
I'm not kidding you. I think to anything that I agree with, I say she did. I'm not, and people
She
are like, what are you
did.
talking about? And I'm like, and then I tell them, like, oh yeah, like that's where it's from.
that so the whole yes she did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
So, yeah.
yes, she did. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. And I said, I don't know y'all know my wording better than I do, and people know them better because I now they're like really encouraging me to reenact some of mine on different situations. Because I did one yesterday on that. What's his name? The little psychic in the booth. Have you seen the one I put up yesterday?
Like Zorhan or
Well, guess
something
what?
like that.
People
yeah.
are loving that one. Okay? Only because I'm saying those words, but it's like I'm looking at myself and I started laughing, and then I picked my bottle of water up and it looked so fake, and I'm like, no, they want to see it like the real deal.
Yeah.
So I gotta
Yeah.
get myself together on this. Okay?
I'm not kidding you. The friend that you're gonna meet this evening has memorized everything.
I love it.
No,
Memorized.
Oh, well, he's
top
got
to
to
bottom.
do it to me.
Like,
He's got to show me.
yeah, you have to reenact it or
Oh, I'm
something.
doing
Because
it.
I think that's his
What is-
dream
what
come
is his
true.
name? What is his name?
Levon.
Levon.
Yeah.
Okay, I got this.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, like word for word. And if I'm reciting it with him, he will correct me if I
I
use
love
the wrong
him.
word.
Yes.
He's a true
Yeah.
fan. You better
Yes.
get with the program.
Yes.
You,
Well, I slip up from time
yeah,
to time.
you're a little
I-
this
you
and a
know.
little that. I get it.
It was so good.
So
I love it.
No, the question I had is I heard something about how at the end, so that whole, I don't know if you want to call it freak out. I don't want to.
Yeah, it was a meltdown. You could call it a meltdown.
apparently, like I heard something about how your flight was like delayed by hours. And it was like the middle of the night, and it was
in the middle of the night when you go home. When I'm going home, flight was delayed. They had bad weather, and so when I get home, it's like I don't know 2:00 or something in the morning. So you got to understand, my family was all sleeping. They had to wake up and get them up. So it's like everybody's like, oh, they're so traumatized. They were sleepy as heck. I woke them up now. I got to tell you, I woke them up, and so they came in there. So it's like that part is where things are orchestrating. There's a plan. There's things behind the scene, and people were all, the people, the camera pick cute were in the house. And so I asked him politely, I was getting riled up when we were having that little scene, and I was like wanting to talk to him by myself, because it wasn't that I was what was going on where I was going. I just want to know what was going on in my household. What did I bring into my household? Because I knew that what their beliefs were and like things that they did there, but I wanted to make sure what was in my household. Right. What did I bring in my house? Because it was all my idea.
So
of
you had a conversation with them prior to you coming into your house?
No, you have no contact with your family.
Okay.
They take your cell phones away. You have absolutely nowhere
Gotcha.
of knowing where you're going. You get on a
Gotcha.
plane, you pack for summer, spring, whatever, and so you don't even know who you're meeting until you get on the escalator in the airport, and you just a man's looking for you, and you're looking for a man. So that was it. So I have no contact with my family at all.
Okay.
And so I don't know what's going on over there. I just felt like if I was dealing with believing the white magic and all these things, that new agey things that was uncomfortable to me. And I was a new Christian at that point. So you got to understand, when you're in Christian, it's like you're like real radical. You're a radical. You're like kind of, and I'm not saying in their defense, I love that family. I loved Chris Fleischer and I loved Jeannie. They were good to my family. But at that time, when you go home, I don't know anything what's going on.
You
understand
wanted
what I'm saying?
kind of get the
And so I wanted to know what was going on in my household. I was trying to explain it to them in an incognito way of them get the point of it, because they know me, and they weren't getting the point. And Barry always did this thing where he's trying to like unravel me, but he had little trigger things he said, like, I'm glad you're home.
As husbands do.
As he has my 25th anniversary gift in a bag that he's holding, okay? Oh my Lord. I mean, like, seriously? He's like, I'm glad you're home. When he said that, I was like, game on, buddy.
I'm glad you're home.
I'm going to show you I'm home. Well, I'm going to show you mama's back and you fixing to get it, buddy. So anyways, that's where that came from. And I asked the camera crew, could you just let me have a moment and let me talk to him? If they would have let me talk to him, you probably wouldn't have had that. I would have had time to calm down. They wouldn't leave. I asked them politely, several times. That's why where that part came in with the camera was like going into the staircase and everything else. And I was like all over the place there trying to find me, and it was like, well, and I threatened to go in the swimming pool with the equipment. and that's how it ended, because I jumped in the pool with the the ear sets and everything on. That's where game over.
So you actually did jump in the pool?
Oh yeah.
That must have hurt their pocketbook.
Oh yeah.
It'd be cheap. I mean,
besides, one of the cameramen, the first show, they knew I had cypress knees in my yard. Y'all know what cypress knees are in Louisiana? When you have cypress trees, literally it drops things, and it's like the cypress knees. If you look them up, it's like the root grows out up into the ground.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. It's like so because I have those cypress trees in the yard, they knew about it. So they're on these big cameras, and they're walking through. They're not looking down.
Yeah.
So they came and paid all this money, like $2,000, to grind these.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Things. And guess what? Somebody winds up breaking an ankle anyways, even on them coming in and doing an expense of that. Yeah. Had crazy stuff happen on the show. They had, on one set, they ran into each other in the vehicle. They rendered, the camera crew hit somebody or something. Yeah, it was like some crazy things going on.
That's the funny thing is every time I watch a reality show, I'm like, okay, how much of this is staged and how much of it is real? Now, obviously, the situations they kind of stage, like they know that they're gonna.
When you look at the set, you'll see there's writers at the end of the thing. Well, the writing part is like they have to get access to restaurants and places that you go. And so they have an agenda, and they say, this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to go have dinner here. They don't tell us what to say, but they'll get you in like this interview, and they'll say, well, Chris said this, and you need to go and talk to him about this, because
to like provoke you a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because when I went on their podcast on the TV show, it was a radio show, Chris was like, it's just going to be about love and marriage and relationships. I'm like, oh, that's innocent. That's so good. We're going to get this. Yeah. Just long as it's not about any of those things that really hit my trigger. Here I go in there, and then they're going to bring this woods. I like the look, and he's a real known psychic. I feel so bad about it. And he came in, and he smelled like real woodsy. Like nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
I love patchouli, but it wasn't that. It was, and he had crosses on, but it was like when he said he was a psychic, and he was on. I'm like, you telling me your special guest is a psychic, and you know that?
Yeah,
so that's where
you're-
find me a church. It's still gonna be find me a church. Now,
Your face said it all in that scene.
oh my goodness! I'm like, what about the love and the marriage, huh? I mean, what,
know.
you could have asked me anything.
Yeah, no, there was. I mean, that's the thing is you're polar opposites. I mean, and obviously they did that on purpose.
Well,
for the
actually, they
reaction.
did, but they were supposed to send me to a bodybuilding family, put me on rice cakes, and make it would have been a funny show.
That would have been
But
kinda
it was
cool,
an
too.
accident. It probably would have been, but it'd been more humorous.
Yeah.
But this was an accident. That this was not like. They didn't know. I was really not lying to them, but when they started asking me interview questions about, like, what do you think of seances since they have voodoo in New Orleans? And I was like, well, I don't know. My family might would go. I was like, kind of like, because I knew they would put me with the very thing that they thought I had the heebie-jeebies about.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
guess what? It happened anyways.
How was the like? How did you apply for the show, and how's that whole process?
Well, I had a friend, Kathy, the blonde that nobody likes on this. Well,
Right,
She's
yes.
still my
Yeah.
best friend. And matter of fact, I am doing things with Holly, her daughter that lives here.
Oh, nice.
And so she wrote in, and I wanted the bypass surgery to lose weight, and my insurance wouldn't pay for it. So I'm
Okay.
like, she says, "There's $50,000 up for grabs. Your family will get picked. Y'all got some. Y'all perfect for this. I'm going to write in." So she wrote in, but I didn't think nothing of it. They called Rocket Science Laboratories.
Wow.
We want to interview you over the phone.
Okay.
I said, Richard or James. I don't even know who she was married to at that time. James. It was James. Sorry, Kathy. James. I am not paying. I'm not falling for this. This is a big old joke. I hung up on him. Call back. No, this is rocket science. So I literally, because
Yeah.
I think because I hung up saying that, I don't know what they did. They said, "Can you come to the Hard Rock Cafe? We're doing interviews. We want to meet you. We love you already, but we want to know some things." So,
They're like, she's sassy enough. Let's
Yeah.
get
so
her
I
in
went
here.
over there, and I went down there, and they asked me to describe my family, and I don't know what I said. I think I said my husband like sings to me, and when he's mad, it's like love don't live here anymore, or he'll say or tainted love, Marilyn Manson tainted love. He starts singing it, or like when he's happy and he wants to get me in a good mood, he starts singing Rod Stewart's Maggie May, stuff like that. Okay, so he's like that, but he thinks he can hip hop dance, and he is so like not that. It's like play that funky music, white boy. Okay,
I love that.
and then I had one daughter that's like Anna Green Gables. She's so innocent, and then I got the Lolita, my Ashley's Lolita, and then it's like, and then you got me. Okay, I mean, it's like I don't know how to even describe me. I want to say like I'm kind of like Sharon Osbourne a little bit,
I see that. I
mixed
see
with
it.
a little bit of like what's her name that played in Mercy? Misery. Kathleen
Kathy
Bates.
Bates.
Kathleen Bates in Misery. Let's put it together.
Yeah.
And that's what So I'm like, but in my mind, I'm the 110-pound Demi Moore. Okay.
Me
So,
too.
There we go.
Me too.
So let's put all those three
Okay.
women together, and you know what?
Yeah. Yeah. No,
With a gap,
listen,
okay? Like with a gap,
With
with
a
a
gap.
little Madonna gap,
That's
okay?
that's it's yours. It's
It's me. It's like I own it.
It's your
It's
calling
me.
card.
But you know what? If I go in public sometimes, maybe I ought to put a piece of bubble gum between it. What? You think I ought to do that? Nah.
I don't think that's
It's
necessary.
not. Okay, I'm okay.
No, so there was something else I was just I lost it. I gotta keep going back because I have so many questions about the show. You remember the scene where I think you were doing laundry or something, and there was a smell.
Oh my gosh.
Was there really a smell? Or
Yes,
Okay.
the sewage had backed up.
Oh, okay.
Everybody thought it was like demons possessed.
That's what I thought it was.
Come
You said
on.
something
Oh
about
my goodness. He
brimstone
ain't
and-
right. He ain't right. What did you think it was?
You said brimstone, and you were like saying,
I don't know what I
In
said.
that scene, I don't.
I have the most
Yeah.
weakest stomach in the world.
Okay.
If we talked about like something that like was disgusting, literally I start smelling it. I get dry heaves.
My
and
mom's
I,
like that.
I dry
Literally.
heave terrible. Like I was shopping and someone had body odor, and I passed them. I made it to the next aisle and threw up. It's like I dry head really loud.
Yeah.
Like if we were in a Superdome and we're leaving out.
Don't be rude.
You're like that too.
I can't physically throw up, but I will.
Oh, it's dry heat.
And
It's
like
horrible.
the loudest thing.
Oh, it's horrible. And people like scatter. We were at a Superdome going to a football game at the end. We're walking out of the dome, okay? Lots of people. And I smelled the most awfulest smell, or somebody like flatulated. Just the thought of it, okay? And Barry said, keep walking. And Brooke and Barry just went this way. And I'm all the way, and people were just scattered. And I'm telling you loud, I am so not Danny on this. It's not even funny.
Yeah. No, she's not either.
It literally sounds
Yeah.
like someone's conducting an exorcism. I'm not kidding you. Like it is
Yes,
loud.
yes. And
But nothing is coming out.
Oh, that's
like,
me. That's me. And look, I got tears down my eyes doing it. And it's like they talk about it, and it's like, I mean, somebody talked about something. Somebody did one of the memes on me, and I'm very naive and sheltered about things. And I thought she was talking about DJ equipment. I have to show it to you. This is very like inappropriate for me to be talking about. But she did a
talk
meme
about
with
it.
my meme, okay? And she was like in this bedroom, and she was just in this bed. I don't know what she was doing, but y'all just imagine. And she's got a nightstand, and she's talking about DJ equipment, and she's
Okay.
saying my meme, okay? I'll have to show it to you later. And I reposted. And
Oh,
I
my
think,
goodness.
and so somebody came back and said, "You do know what she's talking about." I'm like, "No, I really don't." When they told me, I was like, I wrote her a private message. I said, "I am dying over here." I have never had nobody do one with my voice with this meme, but I'm going to tell you this: I'm going to pray for you to the day I die. You're on my prayer list.
love that.
That's all I can tell you
I
is,
love
honey,
that.
I feel your pain, honey, but I can't. I have to unrepost you, but please know I love you. I love you. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, that
I am not up to today's terms. I'm not lying to you. I feel like I'm still back in that.
We aren't either most of the time. But
no, I have to look things up sometimes
Yeah.
because it's just this new generation is coming up with all kinds of new words.
I have
and-
learned all kinds of things since they've been doing my memes and things. I've been
it's-
educated, y'all. I'm an educated God warrior at this point. And you all have a little bit of dork side, didn't I feel you?
we,
We all do.
we're-
Don't
we
we
all do. I think it's social media.
yeah.
It's got us all.
I
yeah.
said dork.
Dork-sided.
Yeah.
And hey, TikTok put me on they put me on like probation because I called somebody dork sided and they
Oh
thought I
my
was being a
gosh.
bully and I had to write them a note. Those are my lingo. That's what
Oh
I
my
say.
goodness.
And then they
man.
looked it up and they let me go.
That's your
That's
your
so
thing.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
like
ridiculous,
Well, then I've
honestly.
been a bully on myself for
But how's that
years.
bullying? I mean, calling somebody dark sided.
Yes.
Dork
Dork-sided.
I can't say.
It's my gap that does that.
I don't
y'all.
think I can say dark sided without saying dork sided.
How do you say gorgals? How do you say gorgals?
well,
I
after-
don't say it right.
So I now say gorgals,
I used to say gargoyles.
gargoyles, but like I have to think
But-
about it now because I'm like I'm
to
so
me,
used to saying gorgals.
I think it's. I don't know what I'm saying wrong. What,
So
what is it?
gargoyles.
Oh, that's how you say it.
Yeah, but you're saying gorgiles.
I always say. Well, if it's any consolation, I still say things wrong. Okay.
Well,
but
but
I
that's
love
the
it
funny thing is
because-
after watching the
Yeah.
show, I've always said gorgile.
and I have to think about it now. You literally asked me that question. I'm like, wait a minute, how do you say it?
I don't know any
about
different,
it.
and there's so many things. I have my own little vocabulary. It's a God warrior vocabulary, and know that if you learn it, you are blessed out there, people.
Absolutely.
You will have the fluffiest cloud in the heavens.
Well, and
Absolutely.
the thing of it is it's very addicting. Once you start saying this stuff, it just doesn't leave you.
And see,
mean,
I
it's-
don't see what was so these memes and things that they're doing. I don't understand it because
just-
it's like my that's normal to me.
Yeah. I just think I don't really know what it is, but I think it was just so I think for us, yes, there was a bit of a meltdown, but it was so heartfelt, I think.
Oh,
and
it really
so
was.
real and honest, and I think that's what a lot of people appreciate about it. I know I appreciate that because you don't really see that on TV.
Yeah.
Everything is so
Well,
just
and that's
on
the
the
thing too.
surface,
It's more
you know?
staged.
Especially like in the early 2000s.
I can just tell you this: whatever I do in my next project, it will be raw, like it was back
Yeah.
in the day. It won't
Yeah.
be like
Well-
the new term. You know, like everything, like more like just normal and spontaneous in like situations.
Yeah.
but. Seeing me on, because that's all I know, and that's where I want to be. I wouldn't like even do a project that wasn't like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just works for us, and it's
Well,
or don't work for us, and it
Well,
became
And the
okay.
viewers appreciate that, you know, because we want real
I don't-
raw stuff.
Yeah, and I think that was what the appeal was, because, and that's what I've been looking at some of the other shows that I really like, that are more like just everyday life and shot like that in regular everyday situations. And whenever you say I'm an icon, I think what it is people are more relatable to me.
I agree.
On like,
Well, yes,
because they don't have a
and
problem
no.
coming up to me and saying hello, and I love that. I don't want to ever feel like I'm not that.
Like you're not standoffish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
no,
Like,
no, no.
You're
No,
And I
I
think
mean,
it has
well-
to do with that type of show I did and the
Yeah.
way it was.
But
And
that says a lot about you, because if you're watching someone having a meltdown on TV, you don't typically think, hey, this person is approachable, right? But there's something about you that is, and it's so honest, and you just are so kind that people feel that it resonates, right? Like
Well,
people
thank you.
want to talk to you.
Thank you.
So, and it's so rare to find that nowadays.
Thank
The
you.
perfect example of this is I literally just reached
Yeah.
out to you on TikTok and said, hey, my wife and I are coming out to New Orleans. Would you be up for meeting fans? And you're like, yeah, I think I could do that.
And that's
I mean, that
incredible.
was,
Like,
it's,
I'm like, she's never going to respond to us.
Yeah,
Like,
I never thought that was possible.
No, but you know what? God leads me. God, I was never even like the least bit. And you guys were just so. I felt the sincerity of it. It wasn't. But my fans are really not that y'all are fans. I don't mean that y'all friends to me. But like
well, we're both.
yeah.
they've like followed me and they really got me. Y'all really got me. Y'all really got me in the sense that you saw this. You saw that was a meltdown and
Yeah.
it was hurtful, but yet you saw the humor in me and you saw like my real. And not everybody sees that like that.
Yeah.
It was like really like black or white. It's
Right.
like either they love me. Now it's been like the people that did not like me, like now that they see me, it's like they'll say it and we'll talk or whatever. But I think I win them over. Not everybody, but I think I win them over
Yeah.
one person at a time. I'm not meaning that like it's a con. I'm just meaning that they didn't really. You can't like know a person just from a 2-hour show that's
Of
on
course,
TV or a
yeah,
4-hour
Of
show on
course.
TV that's made for ratings. You know.
Yeah.
And so that's the part that you know, when I got to go on Jay Leno, and I was nervous as heck, guys. Y'all ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I
I'm
can
not lying to
imagine.
you. And right, I was under contract. And so I was a loose cannon. So they sent me with this person to watch me because if I said something wrong, and then the other part is like it was like Leno. I don't know if it was Jewish owned or I don't know. I think it was, and they had already told me we don't want to talk about the God thing. Well, how
Okay.
do I get around not talking about the God
Yeah.
thing? With
Yeah,
what
'cause
my
it was
thing
such a
is. I'm not saying
prevalent
that should be
piece
the
of-
whole thing, but. And then you get Roseanne Barr on there, and then you got Alanis Morissette, and
Yeah.
this woman estrogen, and here I am, and so. I got nervous. I said the most ridiculous thing. That was probably one of my most embarrassing parts.
I haven't
Oh my
seen
God!
that.
It was the most. Google it. I don't even want to say
Okay.
it on here, but
Okay.
I said, you know what? Either they're gonna like see me and see a different side. This is my only chance to turn this around a little bit because it's my first outing to do so. But then I got nervous. Okay, and I'm in this green room because they were taking Snoop Dogg's plate off the wall
Oh
on
my
the door,
gosh.
and then he's putting mine. And then he comes with the Leno board, and I got this person watching everything I say, and they say I can't talk about God. I was nerved out. I had me a
Yeah.
little drink real fast, and then I walk out there and we hug. You know what I say to him? Y'all, this is gonna sound ridiculous. I had to repent. This was so bad. My husband was about to die in the audience. I hug him and I say, "Oh God, we can't be doing this. We can't get too close. I might get pregnant."
That is so
What
good.
made me say that? What made me say that? That was the most stupidest thing. That was not planned. How do I say that? That's what I'm saying when I say Gorgon psychic. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm out of my mind about stuff.
You will never forget
But it
that.
broke
I
the ice.
guarantee
It
you.
broke the ice. As crazy as that sounds, and I was so embarrassed by me
Yeah.
saying that. And Barry was dying. When I tell you in the audience dying, like you could hear him. I was like, you know what? I don't have nothing to be embarrassed about no more.
Yeah,
I know it's
exactly.
ridiculous.
Now it's yeah.
You
Let's
laid
do
it all out there.
And then I was
Yep.
relaxed.
Incredible. I mean, you know,
It's crazy.
it happens, but it worked, I guess.
Yeah, no,
I don't
I mean
know.
that's you know.
Barry said,
it's-
"Why would you say such?" That sounded. I don't know. I really don't know. That was
Yeah,
not
you
in
know,
my
people
We
head.
get
all
nervous.
go through that when we get nervous.
You
We
get
say,
nervous,
like,
you start saying
the most
stupid-
random
yeah.
things.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I get my words all mixed up whenever I'm tired.
I'm actually the opposite. When I get nervous, I just like lock up and I just don't say anything because I think that's why, because I'm afraid of saying something stupid. So
Maybe.
I stop talking.
You just sound so. You seem so logical, but she is so. Whenever you meet her for the first time, my first impression, it was just like such a calming spirit. She's a calming spirit, and she's. I love this about her because women are. I don't know. I can't explain to you. I have like as many followers women as I do men, which I'm very blessed that I have that. Thank goodness, because women don't really like to like be like complimentary to women.
Yeah.
I can't explain that.
I get it.
But you are not that kind. You were just you were so beautiful and building somebody up and made me feel so special. And Brooke and I just left there, and that's you
I
really are
appreciate
that.
that.
And your sidekick ain't too bad either.
I know, he's pretty great.
but he's perfect for you. And it's like y'all go together. And I love how endearing and how much he loves you. And so
thank you.
if you ever meet these two guys, they're really like they're the real deal. Okay. And I have the gift of discernment, and I can tell you I would not be saying this. I just felt it from the moment I met you guys.
That's
Thank
really
you.
sweet.
That's,
Thank you so
that's
much.
very sweet. Yes. Thank
And you know about it, don't ever trade. Hey, don't trade him for nothing. Not
I'm
even
not.
for one
She
day.
tries.
Not even for not even for
I might trade him
50,000.
for like a taco or something.
Oh, taco. Well, I did it for $50,000. It didn't work out.
There you go.
Oh man, that's. I mean, it's. Who would have thought though? Who would have thought that just like this silly application would have gotten you that part, and then the fact that just this culmination of events where you had this meltdown, and then you just became you. I mean,
Yeah.
you just became who you are on the internet, and who I guarantee you that video on YouTube probably has millions of views. I haven't looked.
If
but
it would have been back in the day, whenever that all happened, it was before the time of like how it is now, like all the ways of like communicating with people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like if I would have been on live and been able to do TikTok live and all those things, I probably would have been I probably would have did some other things. And there's been like 3 different projects that have came up. There was one prior to this that was I absolutely adored, was 100% was going to be in it. And he came back and we did the pilot. And it wound up being COVID, and it was traveling the world. It was like the Anthony Bourdain kind of show, and me traveling and being in different places and
that would've been
foods.
cool.
And
That would've
been
it
great.
was
Great.
beautiful. And if you ever see this podcast, I mean this pilot, it was absolutely perfect for me, and I loved all 3 of the people that were putting the show on. But it happened, and then I had one prior to that, and it was picked up, but they couldn't decide on the people that paid for it. Couldn't negotiate if we ever got picked up for like more seasons, the money.
Okay.
So that's why it was axed. It wasn't on my part, it was on
Gotcha.
their part.
Yeah.
So this just, well, anyways, whatever's coming up is
Well,
going to
no,
come
yeah,
up.
but that, like you're saying, it would have been a whole different life path. If,
It would have.
if-
And I had to go through, there was a lot of things that needed to happen. And even now with me doing this, my husband, Barry, it was like, he was so sick and he was wheelchair bound. And it was like, I was his hand. I mean, my life for the last 5 years has been, it's been
It's
really
tough.
trying really hard and still like doing business and trying to keep it together and not put him somewhere where he could. I was not doing that. I'm a deaf, do you part, and I took my vows very serious. And he was such a good man and good dad, but I was on my own with this. And so, if he would have been still living, I would not be doing any kind of projects in this near future right now of what I've got coming. So Barry had to pass before I could even do anything because I was going through the motions of it, but I knew I was not going to be able to do it. God has a way of like
Working things out.
It does, and it's like I've gone through the mourning of his death. I miss the person he used to be like 6 years ago, so I have mourned his death way before he passed. He's up there with Ashley, and I am like. I'm not doing this morning thing like I would have did for Ashley. I'm very happy for him where he's like restored back to his normal fun. He's fishing somewhere with her, and he's doing a stinky leg. I can see it. But anyway.
Yeah, no, that's definitely.
So I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm living this season as if this is my last little season, and I'm doing all the things I want to do. And
I'm so glad for you. It's honestly such.
I really mean that.
So nice seeing you smile and
it's
be
a genuine.
happy,
Everybody, when somebody says I look radiant, they really see
absolutely.
the happiness.
You give off this like
I could tear up, guys, because it's like before this year of June of because I did my show. We had the recital show, which was 2 sellout shows, and then Barry died the next Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So I had been sad, but I mean, you talk about. The only time I've been an actress has been the 5 years prior to this 5 years of like having to do things and put that smile on your face and still do things because I wanted my family to still enjoy Christmases and whatever.
Of course.
But it was really trying. It changed our whole family dynamics.
It's tough. It's tough.
But
I mean,
this is this everybody keeps saying I had a glow. I'm having this glow up. I'm come a long way. This year has been really, really good for me. It's like put some life back in me. And, at this point in my life, I don't really care. I've been talked about from my head to my toe. I don't care what people say about me at this point.
You shouldn't.
But I love people, and I just want to spread joy. And if they don't see it and receive it in love, that's all I can do.
That's on them.
Yeah, no.
That's
But yeah, no, and it's funny because it's so obvious. Like meeting you, being in your presence, it's so obvious that that's really what you are about.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think whenever you feel this way and you start really feeling this way and you jump all in, you start you dress a little different, you walk a little different. I don't know. I can't explain. I'm doing my little TikToks a little different, and it's like I'm just being me, my authentic self that I always thought I was being, but probably more in love in my heart. I've had a really, really roller coaster life, and it's been a lot of downs more than the ups.
Right.
But I haven't let that like stop me from like smiling and enjoying people and like embracing life. God is still good. Life is still good, and I'm happy to like live this long to like be able to enjoy again.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
so I'm definitely different. And this goes out to Sally John. He does a thing on, it's called Manly Things, sort of. And he is like, I saw how he dressed, and he like would do these fit checks every day. And like, I started doing my own little thing and like, wear something cool today. Well, okay, Sally John, I'm
I
gonna wear
love this fit. It's great.
Well, this is a little different for me. I don't know about this is supposed to be working in fashion world.
It's great.
And he might critique this and say, "Oh my goodness gracious, what you?" Because he will totally tell me, "No,
Well, we gotta take a picture or shoot a short video and tag him in it and see what he thinks.
Well, yes, he needs to like talk about this. You send it to him. Will you do that? I'm having
We
dinner.
will, absolutely.
I'm having dinner with a group, and he'll be there. So I want him to know I'm wearing something cool today, and y'all thought so. How about that? Anyways,
All right. Well, I mean, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so
I don't want
much.
to take
I
up
love you
more of your
guys.
time,
We
but
love you so
thank you for
much.
taking
No.
a chance on me and writing me for her y'all's anniversary. Was it your anniversary? Or
it was well, yes and no. It was both.
It was both? It
My
was his
my
birthday,
40th birthday and our anniversary. We celebrated together. So.
And they came and took me to dinner, y'all, and it was so nice. And we did not skip a beat. We went to the
shut down that restaurant.
We
They were waiting.
did.
They were waiting on us for an hour.
We did.
We
It was
did.
so wonderful. And here I am in LA, and this is beautiful. I love this.
We're truly blessed to know you. So thank
Well,
you for
you're making me
being here.
y'all really
and
don't mess my makeup, y'all.
being on
Don't
Across
you mess
the
it up. I'm
Board
teared
and-
up here.
don't tear up. No.
You tainted, girl.
Tainted. Dark side
You
stuff.
dark-sided stuff. Let me get the hell out of this podcast now. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Let's call it at that.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that was good, y'all.